Since 1995, the Electronics Entertainment Expo has been the mecca for gamers all around the world. It's a week where developers and console manufacturers alike share their roadmaps for the coming year and beyond. In short, it's a week where millions of us around the world sit in front of our computer screens and watch really weird press conferences.
A top 10 most memorable moments list can really go one of two ways. Either we concentrate on industry-defining moments, or embarrassing stage performances that will forever live in infamy.
Hell, why not a little bit of both? Here are our top 10 most memorable moments from E3's past.
You'll be sucked.
First up, number 10. Well, bam! There it ain't.
When Kudo Sonoda isn't headlining Korn, he loves playing with his Kinect, or rather his Project Natal as it was known in 2009. So who better to demo the new tech at Microsoft's E3 press conference? What happened next was probably the most appropriate demo Kinect could ever get. Fantastically cool technology that just doesn't work.
You ever wonder what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is. Bam! 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 There it is. Bam!
Number 9, a surprising cameo.
In 2010, a certain PC developer head had been pretty vocal about his issues with the current generation of consoles, especially Sony's. So it was a pretty big surprise when Jack Tretton, well, I'll let GLaDOS do the honors.
Deploying surprise in 3, 2, 1.
I've been pretty outspoken in my comments about the current generation of game consoles.
Never before has an E3 crowd been so amazed to see a white millionaire take the stage.
Number 8, I hope you're wearing loose clothing. It's time for very, very exercise.
All I remember about Konami's 2010 press conference was frantically calling all of my friends while wiping tears of laughter from my eyes. I don't really want to get into specifics on this one, but just, oh man, it's just, it's so good.
Hi.
Konami is talking dancing to a full new level.
So wait, you're telling me that it's gonna be Dance Dance Evolution?
Dance Dance Evolution? No.
And battle with armies of the more than 1 million troops. 1 million troops.
We will dance with absolutely no controls.
To press the same button like X, 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 and Y, 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 and X, X, and Y, Y, Y again, you'll be sucked. You'll be sucked.
Very, very expensive.
Number 7, Nintendo's living room revolution.
The Nintendo Revolution, what was later to be known as the Wii, was revealed in 2005, but Nintendo's E3 2006 presentation was perhaps the most wondrous and enthralling press conference to grace the annual expo. There, for the first time, we saw Nintendo's new motion-based console in full effect. We saw playable demos of Mario Galaxy, Twilight Princess. There was Reggie being Reggie, Miyamoto in a tuxedo, some weird stage flap thing. The DS was killing it, and they finished it all off with a demo of Wii Sports. Bonus points for allowing random audience member to play the game live on stage. I remember having an open mouth for most of this, and if nothing else, it's a reminder of how, at least for once, the rhetoric of a company on an E3 stage was actually delivered to gamers.
Number 6, kills 1, gamers 0.
You know what, in retrospect we probably should have known better, but in 2005 the latest consoles were making some pretty good looking games, so at least it seemed plausible that Killzone 2 could actually look this good. Unfortunately and eventually Guerrilla Games admitted this was all CG, but at least for that moment we could dream.
Number 5, the best and worst console launch of all time.
Number 5 comes from the first ever E3. Console announcements have always been a staple of the expo, but few others can top Sega's bombshell in 1995. The Saturn had been slated to be released a number of months after the conference in fall, but at E3, Sega of America president Tom Kalinske announced that it would hit the store shelves the next friggin' day. This gave Sega over a year's head start on the N64, but the early release both pissed off retailers and caught off developers, so the poor console didn't have much in the way of software for a while, a contributing factor to its eventual demise, and that of Sega's hardware hopes.
Number 4, shots fired by newcomers Sony.
E3 1995 was a real doozy. That same year, Sony, a company who most people associated with really expensive televisions and tape players, entered the console market with their PlayStation. The Saturn was to come out the next day at a price point of $399, so how would Sony react? In their relatively short keynote address, Sony exec Olaf Olafsson invited SCEA president Steve Race up to the stage, and he proceeded to drop the mic.
$299.
Down to the last three, with the bronze medal, the biggest cheer of them all.
If you weren't already bummed out about Nintendo not having a conference this year, here's another reminder of just how amazing their conferences can be. In 2004, Zelda fans were divided over the aesthetic of the most recent game in the series, Wind Waker. The Nintendo community were calling out for a realistic-looking 3D Zelda, and going into E3, rumours that one was already in development were rife. The Nintendo conference was almost finished when, right at the end, they showed off just one more thing. Ah, Miyamoto, you're just the best.
Number 2, giant enemy console prize. Attack its weak point for massive damage.
I mean, it's almost as if Sony were trying to win a top 10 most memorable press conference moments. As if they were trying to make as many reasons as possible to win such a list. The PlayStation 2006 conference gave us so many memorable moments.
Hard plastic and the little knobby bits.
But you know what? There's something missing, and I tell you what that is, and that's a wing mirror. And I'm going to give you a very special demonstration of a wing mirror. A very special demonstration of a wing mirror.
I heard that the graphics on it was crazy.
The stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab, and you attack its weak point for massive damage.
And after almost 2 hours of unimpressive pimping of their console, it was left to poor Kazurai to drop the ultimate bombshell. The second Sony price heard around the world, and this time, not a good one.
The 60GB PlayStation 3 for $599 US, $659 Canadian.
Oh Sony, you swing so hard in both directions, but it's time for number 1. Can you guess what it is yet?
You know what, I may take some flack for this, but you have to remember where our industry was this time last year. Microsoft, my favourite console manufacturer of the previous generation, had gone on full attack mode against consumers. Earlier that fateful Monday, they showed off the Xbox One, a system with a host of policies that nobody had asked for. An always online console, so much DRM that it was pouring out of the Blu-ray drive. Everyone was waiting with bated breath to see if Sony would decide to fall in line with their rivals' attack on used game sales. But not only did their announcement make the collective gaming world breathe a massive sigh of relief, it started a narrative of Microsoft backtracking that would continue for the entire year.
For instance, PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 games. In addition, PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play.
So those are our top 10 most memorable moments of E3's past, but I'm sure you've got plenty of your own. So let us know in the comments below or hit me up on the tweets. And don't forget, GameSpot are going to be at E3 this year as ever. We're going to be showing every single press conference live, plus dozens of game demos live on our stage show all week long. So make sure you join us then for plenty more memorable moments.